Welcome to the second section of the video recording for this week. And we are still in our week one. This is the second video you will be watching to enhance yourself on the data analytics skills. So if you could recall, you will remember that this is where we stopped in the last video. This is where we stopped. So we are just going to be continuing from here to just learn on the Excel features for today. We'll learn on the Excel features, and also we'll learn on how to import pictures, how to import some smart art into our Excel. I will want to advise once again, please, if you have not read through your resource materials, please check through the drive and go and look into those resource materials on what we have put there for your learning and for your absorption. All right, so this is where we stop actually. So today we'll be learning on the Excel function and the Excel functions. And if you could see here where we have the total amount here, let me write this to be total amount here. You will see that the formula that I applied here is one of the Excel function formulas that we use. Here is being displayed under the formula bar where I have equals to sum H3 to H21, and that is what this is saying. This is from H3 to H21, showing that you should sum up all the values that are in these particular columns into this cell to add the total of this amount. So that's what we have. Okay. Let me remove the decimal points that we have here. Let me also remove it from here also, doing this decimal points. Okay. All right, to continue with this class, since we'll be dealing with some of the Excel functions, I might just want to, okay, what should I do? What should I do? Okay, maybe want to delete this particular cell. I can remove this particular cell entirely. If you want to delete it, you will just click from the top like this to remove the entire column from the list. You can also remove the entire column from the list. I can just click on this. You can remove the entire column from the list by deleting. Okay. Okay, I can still remove this by just deleting. Okay. In that case, so let me add more columns. When I'm adding more columns, I'm doing insert. So I can insert more columns into these details here. I just click, then I click to scroll down, I can insert. Okay, let me clear this amount as well. We might not need it anymore. We might not need it anymore. Okay. Let's look at some things. Okay, let's look at item purchase, item amount. Maybe we should just do something on buying and selling. Amounts, let me put this as amount. purchase, amount sold, amount sold. Okay, maybe I can make this to be profit. I can make this to be loss. I can make this to be loss. So from here, I can just drag it down so that you can just have all of those details that I have here. So I can remove all these that I have here, the loss, so that I can still have all my information back here. Okay. Okay. The reason why it's just showing this is because the reason why it's showing all of this column as green is because I picked from this green down like that. But if I've picked from this blue down, it will still show it in blue. For instance, let's go back. Okay, this is loss. Yeah, let's say from here I just pick down. I just pick. Let me just add any value. Okay, it's not enabling me to pick. I can just pick the colors as well from here. I can pick the color. We have talked about this color over and over again. So I can just pick the color background. So I can just pick the color background. I'm supposed to use the same color. In that case, I might just choose to apply the same color to this background. Okay. Okay, I can have it this way. It's not bad this way. Okay, in that case, let's say items purchased. You can say Milo, one fritter, Indomie, Cerilac, and all. Okay, I can just select this and just choose just the way we usually do it. Then once I select this, I can just duplicate, then just duplicate to all. Okay, here we have amount purchase for each of those things that we have. Let's say this is 200. I'll be using all of these details to do some function calculations. So I might need to fill all of this here. I might need to fill it here. I just choose to add some parameters like that. Okay. Okay. Now you can see that as I'm typing it, is showing as I'm typing all of those details, the data type that is showing is text, but it's not supposed to be showing text, and that's why it's giving an error message in that place. So I'm just inputting some figures into it. Just inputting some figures. Now, can you see that there is an error message at this point showing that this is an error? If I click on it, it's showing that this is an error. And the reason why it's showing this error here, all of this is showing an error. If I choose to just click it down like this, I will see that everything is showing that same error. Why? Whenever you experience this kind of thing, first thing you need to do is to just check what data type is this carrying. And if you look through here, it's carrying a data type of text. And what we have here as numbers is numeric. So it's not meant to carry a data type of text. So what I will simply do is to just select it, then come here and change my data type. I can say no specific format as that data type. I change it. Let's change it to numbers. Then once that is changed to numbers, I can just say ignore errors. So it has automatically ignored the error. So because it's just showing it in numbers that we have here as well. So let's look at item amount sold. Let's look at the amount sold. Here we will, the amount sold here is, can just input some details here. Let's input some details as well. This is also showing in text because what we entered initially then was in text format form. So showing it in text, just entering some parameters into it. Let me just duplicate it so that we won't have to waste time here. I just come down, then automatically it has been duplicated. This is the amount, so this is the amount purchased. So if I want to get profit, what is going to be my profit here? At this column, what is going to be my profit? That means that my profit is going to be item purchase minus item sold. So the amount sold will be subtracted from the amount purchased. So in that case, I'm just going to do equals to. And I've also said this, that whenever we want to start any formula, is to be initialized by making use of equals to. So once I press equal to, you see that all the features here are already disabled. So the only feature that will be enabled here is the function tabs. The rest will be disabled. So if I just remove it, you see that it's enabled again. All the function keys is enabled. So once I click equals to just disable all of these features that I have here, showing that, okay, I want to input formulas. Okay. Okay. So let's still remove these errors. I don't like to see errors in my work. So I can just change it to number. If it's date also, you pick the date. So change it to number, then say ignore errors. So this profit amount sold will be subtracted from amount purchased for us to have what profit in this particular column. For us to have profit, the amount sold will be subtracted from amount purchased. So in that case, I'll just do equals to this particular cell. So once I do equals to, I can just pick this particular cell. This particular cell is E3. If you look at it, you see that this particular cell is showing E3. This is E, and this is 3. This particular cell is showing E12. So E3 will be subtracted from E, will be E3 I think I will need to change this background so that all of you can see everything I'm doing here. Or better still, let me just apply let me just apply the text color black so that you can all see what I'm doing here. So let's remove this. So this is equals to, okay. Please, I'm coming. I want to format this cell very well so that you can see what I'm doing here. Okay, I apply all border. Okay, so let me apply bold. So in this case, I'm going to be doing equals to E3 minus E minus F3. If I do this, you can see that it has already subtracted it from that value that I have here. And the reason why it's showing Naira is because I have formatted it into currency, and I change the currency sign to Naira from here. So it still remains the same, still recognizing it as Naira. And that's why it's showing me just as Naira that I have here. So that's the parameter. So I can choose to do the next one and say equals to. If I'm doing this, I might not even need, I might just pick here. I might just pick this value to automatically pick the value that is there and say equals to this. And this will give me this what I have. So this is showing that this is minus 56, like that. So once I have all of this, what I will simply do is to just drag it down. I already have my profit. The same way I can find my loss here. I can find my loss here. If I want to find my loss, that means I'm going to be subtracting the amount sold from amount purchased. So in this case, it's going to be equals to amount sold minus amount purchased. So once I do this, it's going to be giving me what this is. This is loss. This is loss, and this is profit. So I have all of these details here, just showing what I should have in that case. So if I want to calculate all of those, but for, let me go down. Let me go down and format this particular cell. Let me format it well. So if I want to apply addition, we use a cross sign. I can use subtraction, we use this sign. Multiplication, use a star. And why division, use a stroke bar. Like this. Then I have a greater than sign like this that can also be used. So we apply all of this to our function. So this is just computations of some arithmetics that we can use. So for instance, let's say I'm calculating, let's say I want to calculate what I have between profit and loss, for instance. What I will simply do is to just come to this place. Okay, still selecting the cell. I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of this. So I'll simply just erase it so that it can allow me to impute some formulas. So let's say I want to calculate the profit and loss together. What I will simply do is to just do equals to, then I will say profit plus loss. So with this now, to just give me what the result is there, so I can as well drag having that formula because it's arithmetic computations. So I can do all of those things to what I have. So I can have it here to what I have in that case. So this is just showing this because we calculated for the profit and loss in that particular column that we have. Okay, this is where our interest is going actually for today. So I will just have to remove this entirely, the profit and loss that we have. So it's saying that I should remove the entire column. So I've just removed the entire column. Now, in this case, now I'm going to be, let's say I want to get I want to calculate item purchase. Let's also say this is also a purchase item. Let's say purchase item 1. If I want to calculate this together, what I will simply do is to just do equals to I'll pick this plus this value equals to this, then it gives me the result. I can just drag it down like that. But when the data is much, I might not use that parameters to do all of that. I will be using the function formula. And some of those function formulas that we have in Excel are so many. We have several function formulas that we can use, like the sum. We have the sum, the average, the count. We use the count as well. We use the maximum. We use the minimum. We use the round. We use the count if. We use the count if. We use the left. We use the right. So we are going to be applying some of these. So let me create a column here so that we will just use it to do some computation. Let me create a column here. All right. All right. This is what we have. All right. So let's make progress. So in this case now, if I want to do sum of this value here, I want to get the sum of this value. Let me increase the parameters here so that we can see clearly. Okay. Okay. So here I can just say equals to sum. I'm summing all of this value together. The amount purchased, the amount purchase 1, and let me name this as purchase 2, for instance. So I can just say equals to sum. Sum is going to pick everything from here. Equals sum, open the bracket to pick here, F3 to H3 to this point. Then automatically it will just give me this. So I can go again, equals to sum. If you don't know the naming cell, what you just do is, since you know what you want to calculate, is to just pick from here, semicolon, then you pick the last value that you want to apply. That's H4. You close it, then you have your results automatically. Aside doing that, we can also pick in between the cells. For instance, I can say equals to, let's say I want to pick these cells. Let me expand these cells so that you can see what I want to do here. For instance, if I say equals to, I can say sum G2. No, let's say G4. This is G4. You can see it's picking the G4, sum G4, sum G9, speaking the G9, sum G11. You can see it's picking it randomly. I can as well go into a different column as well and say sum F6. Can you see? Now I'll just close the bracket. Automatically, it will just sum up all of the value that I have there. So it's just summing that details, summing these values, G4, G9. Hold on, why is it giving me? So it's summing all of these value that I have here. G4, G9, and all of that, then to give me the result. Let me look at it. I can edit it from this formula bar. This case, this is equals okay, I'm supposed to just pick it separately. Equals G4, G7, G4 plus G7 plus G8. Now let me make it G9 so that I can separate the particular cell, plus F6. Can have it like this. So at this point, you can also automatically just pick the value that I have here. But what we are interested in is to calculate the sum. The sum will just pick all the cells that you find along the way when it's looking at the rows or is looking at this column, just like what we have here. We calculated this, so I can sum up, and this will just go down, and I have the value like that. So the same thing, this is what I have done to sum. I can also apply average to it as well. If I'm applying average, it will still be the same thing, because the Excel functions are built-in formulas. So what I will just do is to just do average. I can just do average. So once you type it, you see that the value is already coming out. I can just say average. So I'm picking from here, calculate my average to this place. So it has picked all the cells from here to this place and to give me the results. This is average. And please note that the calculations in Excel are always accurate. It doesn't give a wrong calculation, except the user inputs the wrong calculation into it. So this automatically has calculated the average as well. But when we are talking about the count is also a function that we also make use of. When we are talking about the count, what the count does is to just calculate the cell where the cell that is having a value in it. Any cell that is not having the content is not going to calculate it. So I might just want to know the count of all of this value from here to here. So I can say equals to count, open bracket. I want to pick from here, from this particular point, that's H3. If I'm picking from H3 down to H21, you see that it's going to count. Now, this is giving me 19. This is 19. Let me remove these zeros. This can be annoying. So that you not. Okay, you can see it has counted all of this from here to. So I want to know the naming cells. All the naming cells, it has counted there for me to be 19. Let's say peradventure I just decide to remove this to change it to 18. Why? Because this is not carrying any value. This particular cell is not carrying any value. So this will only calculate the cell alone. That's 17. If I remove this, it will turn to 16. If I put the value again, if I put any value there, I can choose to put any value to just calculate that there's value here. And this is for the count. So I can have the count here. And for maximum we just check for the highest value in this range of cells that I have. If I want to check for the highest value in this range of cells, for instance, here, let me increase my cursor and I say equals to max. I want to know the highest value in this range of cells, equals to max. I pick this and I do this, just pick all the range of cells. So it's going to pick the highest value. In this case, if you look at it through, you see that the highest value is around, I think, 8,442. But the reason why we are making use of this is that you might have a very large set of numbers and you want to know the maximum number for a particular, or the sales that have the highest number of profits. You want to know the sales that have the highest number of performance. You can use the maximum to know just by picking the range of cells that you have. It automatically give you the results in this place. So you can see it's giving us 8,442, 8,442 is what we have in this window cell, and that's the highest. That's the highest. So let's look at the minimum. The minimum will give you the lowest number in that range of cells. So I can say equals to mean. I can open the bracket. I come here. I just decide to pick my value to this point. Then if you look at it, it's giving me 350. So out of all this value here, the lowest is what? 350. And that's why I'm having this value here to be 350. So that's what we have here. So round will just help you to approximate it. I have the count if. This is like a conditional statement. Now let me talk about the left, the right, the trim, and all of that we use in Excel. Now look at this. Let me just apply some things here. If I want to make use of this function left, I will just do like this, left. I will open the bracket. If I open the bracket, I'll pick the naming cells. These naming cells I've already picked here. Oh, wait, I need you to see the value. Text. Sorry, I want all the values to be showing when I'm applying it. So if I say equals to, I can say left. In this left now, if I want to break some value, let's say I have Milo, uh, let's say I have Milo and happy hour, something like that. So I can come here and say left, open it. I'll put in the text that I'm supposed to have here. This is showing the particular text, but it's not being visible. Sorry, I want it to be very visible. Let me go back. I want that text to be very visible. So let me format it well. So if I come here, I say left, here, I just pick this. This is selecting D3. This is showing D3. This is the parameters. And you see it's showing D3. Then in my D3, I'll pick what number do I want to select. Let's say I want to have 4 numbers. I will then close it. This is left. Please hold on. I want to pick the parameters right. Open. What is the text? Sorry, I want to see what exactly is wrong so that I can apply it appropriately. Uh, okay, let's look at low. Okay, all right. So let me look at it again. I think I'm having issue with that parameters. Let me see then to calculate. Okay, I think there is issue with this particular cell. Okay, let me just delete the cell. Let me come here and delete this. Please, I'm coming equals, let's say, len. This one will give us the length of the value. Okay, I think it's that cell that is actually having issue is that particular cell. Okay, let me see what I can do. Okay, let me see. Let me delete all of these parameters that I have here because what I want to show you is very important. I'm deleting all the columns. Yes. Now look at what I want to apply here. It's very important. Just follow me. You need to see some of these things. Expand this. Okay, now look at this. If I say equals to right, I pick this and I say for. Can you see now? This is bringing out all the parameters from the left, from the right. This is from the right, and this right. I'm saying that pick this particular cell. What we have in this particular cell is Milo happy hour. And because we are having Milo happy hour, I said pick this. I just need just 4 letters from the right. So this is picking RUOH. That's 4 letters from the right. If I can say let it pick just 2 letters from the right. Can you see? It's just giving me your. I can also say that if I say, okay, let let's say 3 letters from the right. Can you see it? So the same way it will apply to every other ones. But I can also pick from the left. So if I'm picking from the left, I'll say equals to left because sometimes you might use this to trim some data when the data are too clumsy. So when we have this, I can say left, I pick these parameters. Now, because I'm picking from the left, I can say pick 5 characters from the left. Can you see it? So I can apply all the 5 characters to just pick it from the left that way. Can you see? It's picking born, Milo. So it's just picking five characters, five characters from what I have here. But in the case of Milo, it picked 4 because Milo is just 4 characters. So it will have picked 4. It will have picked all the 5, but this is just 4 characters. So that's how we make use of the left and the right trim. So if I want to do all of that, I can apply those parameters to it. So another thing I can do here is to turn my parameters to lowercase or uppercase. For instance, if I want to turn my parameters to lowercase, can you see what we have here? Let's say I type Milo happy hour. Milo happy hour is, I just type it like this. Milo happy hour. There are some data that might not come accurately like this. Accurately. So just like the way we have this. As a data analyst, you are in position to arrange your data accordingly so that when you are making your presentation, it will come out beautiful. So in this case now, if I have, this is Milo happy hour, I want to change everything to make it look, have a structure in that words that he has. I can say equals to I can say equals to lower. I'm converting everything to lower. I will open it. I say close it. Then I just do like this. Can you see? Just turn everything to lower. So the same way, I can also come here and say make everything upper. I'm turning it to uppercase. This is upper. That means you turn it to everything to uppercase here. You see it just like the way we have it. Milo happy hour. So it has turned all of this to uppercase. So that's part of the way by which you can transform your data. You can see everything is in uppercase. If I use lower, it's in lowercase. So I can also say proper. Proper is the one that, when we start our sentence, we start the first letter with capital, every other ones will be lower. So if you want to make it in a good readable form, you can use proper. There's something we call proper. Proper will enable you to just put it in the right words. Can you see it? This is proper. Milo, the first letter is showing capital M. Of Milo, the first letter of happy hour is showing capital H, and the first letter of R is showing capital H as well. So I can apply all of this. You see that to just align my work properly. Then another thing I can also do is to also make use of what we call learn. Learn, we calculate the number of characters that are here and give the result of the number of characters. So if I just put it this way, I can say equals to. Now, can you see that immediately I do learn, because I didn't put equals to, it's not recognizing it as a formula. So I will do equals to learn, then open so that I can recognize it, then close. Then can you see? Now it's saying that all of this is 15 characters. Is 15 characters. Yeah, all of this is 15 characters that I have here. So I can just drag it down as well. Now, if you look at this, you see that Milo is 4 character. Here is 15 character. And if you count this, you see that this is 4 plus 5, that's 9. 9 plus 4, that's 13. So it also counted the spaces for us to make it up to what? 15. But for this one, you see that because it's not having any space in between, that's why it's having this. So let's say, for instance, I just separate this. I say this is born and Vita. It will increase the space to be 10. So I'm just trying to give us so many parameters that we use in Excel to do some functions and how we make use of them. And we can also do a comparison as well. Let's say I have 7. Let me apply another value here. Okay. Let me apply another value here. Let's say this is 15, this is 8, this is 7, this is 8, this is 4, this is 9, this is 10. Let me just transform it. Just put it. Okay. All right. Now see what I have. Let me take it to just one value. Okay, this is what I have. No, this is not what I want. I didn't pick the value well. Okay. Okay, the reason why it's giving it this way is because I'm having a different value. So it's recognizing it as something else entirely. So I can just fill everything. Let me just fill everything. Now, this is what I have. Now, look at this. I can say, now, I just want to teach us on logical statements. And when we say a logical statement, it can either be true or false. It can either be greater than or less than, equals to, and all of that. So here, I can say this. Okay, let me increase this so that we can see properly. I need to increase this. Okay. All right. So yeah, if I just say equals to this to be equals to this, I put here. Can you see what it brought down for me? I said, is this equals to this? Now, if you look at the formula bar, I'm saying is F3 here equals to F3, F is E3 equals to F3. Here it's saying what? True. If I apply it to the next one, let me just drag it down. What is it saying? False. It's saying false. If I apply it to this, yeah, there is no value. Let's say I apply 6. 6 is saying false. If I apply 9, it will change that false to true. So if I apply 5, to change it to. So these are like logical statements. Is like logical statements. So I can as well just apply. I can say equals to, is this greater than this? It will give me some logical statement. Can you see false? Is this greater than? And if you look through, you will see that the result of what is given is right. Here, I'm using greater than. Is 15 greater than 15? No, false. Is 10 greater than 5? 8? True. Yes. Is 7 greater than false? Is this false? Is this greater than this? No. Is 9 greater than? Yes, true. So those are logical statements. We might also be making use of them. So don't forget, please, we have talked about the arithmetics of Excel functions. That's our addition, subtraction, multiplication, raised to power and power and all of that. We have talked about it. We have talked about some of our Excel functions, the sum, the average, the count if. We have talked about the lower, the upper, the left, the right. We have talked about all of those parameters. Please take note of them very well. In our resource video, part of what we have in the video are shortcut keys to some of these things. And it talks about how to make use of your arithmetical functions, your logical functions, your conditional functions. So please try to look through all the resource video and apply them appropriately. So that is on the Excel function. Now let's look at how to insert. We might choose to insert pictures into. So if I want to insert, first thing I will just do from the word inserting, I'll go to the Insert tab. Under the Insert tab, I will see different pictures. I can choose to pick pictures from my device, and I can choose to pick pictures from online. Maybe once I click this, it will just connect me to online to see some features that I can pick online. And most often time, I try to use Wing PNG. I think Wing PNG has a lot of good features. So you can see I can try to bring some pictures here that I might use for some of my analysis. This is talking about graduation. I can say, okay, can you see? Immediately I click on graduation, it's showing me plenty of such that I could have. Then here I can say insert. Once I say insert, to bring in the pictures into the environment that I have here. So I can have this. So under the insert pictures, I can choose to pick it from, maybe I save it in my drive, in my system. I can go through the device and pick it, or I go through the online. Then I can also apply different shapes. Those different shapes might come when we are creating our dashboard. Maybe I want to do something on a process. For instance, where when I'm having something like this, let's say I want to do something on a particular process, I might choose to just apply something like this. Maybe to just show some steps, I can come here. All of this is important because when we'll be needing them, it it might be difficult for us to get through when we'll be needing it. Please endeavor to look into it. So this one, I can use it to do a lot of processes. I can turn it. I can put it into different shapes like that. Yeah, I can, depending on what I'm talking about. Then when you are doing some of these things, you can also do your branding. You can apply different colors to it. Maybe I just choose to apply this color, choose to do a fill to the shape. I can do a fill to the shape. I can do a fill. I can apply the shape fill like that. So we might be needing them because some of our data might go into some of these things that we are creating here now. So this might just depict something that I just want it to represent, and I can do all of that in my work. All right. Uh, let me move further. So I'm going into a new sheet just to show us on how to apply a background under our page layout, and also how to visualize some of the icon. So like what we have here, you can serve like an icon to some of our data. So if I go to my student record, that's like a new sheet, part of the sheet that we created. So I can go to my page layout. In my page layout, I might choose to apply some backgrounds to my setting. Oh, why is my background showing me like this? Okay. I want to just change this background. Let me remove this, my green line from view. Go to my page layout. Let me see, showing my theme. It's my font effect. I don't want that thing. Let's change. Okay. Please hold on. I'm trying to get through to something here. Okay, let me see. Okay. This particular background will just fill a particular shape on my dashboard. It will not fill the entire. So I want to apply. I don't know why my background is showing this way. It's supposed to have a fill. I just want to have a fill. Let me look at the print area. I want to do some page settings. Okay. Wait, let me look at my data. I'm expecting my page layout. There's this background that could enable me to just do a fill, but I'm not seeing the background here. Okay, your own might be showing it. Please, you can just check and try to just apply it. Okay, another thing I can do is to just select everything, then try to apply this my background to it. Let's see. Okay, I think this is better. So this I've applied a background, so I can pick a particular cell here and say I want this cell to be of different color. I can do a shape, insert a shape. Let's say I'm inserting this shape. I want to do a fill. So I do a fill with, let's do a fill. It should be red. Okay, something like this. Now, can you see that this is my background? So when I want to create my dashboard, I must first of all give it a background, because my dashboard, now in this background you are seeing, this background is still having some grid lines. And that's why when you click on it, you see that it's showing each of the cells that you have there. So it's still having some grid lines in it. So when I want to create my dashboard, the first thing I do is to give my background a colorful background that will go along with, for instance, if you are trying to analyze for a complaint, of course you have to go with their brand identity, and their brand identity depicts their colors also. So you'll be using the combinations of their colors to do your design on it, on your dashboard. And on that dashboard is what you are going to be using to do your analysis. And that's what we have on this aspect. So on this note, I will just have to pause a bit here till we meet again next week for our data analysis proper. Next week recording video will be so important, very important to us, because that is where we'll be making use of our raw data. We'll be using our raw data to do what we call data cleaning and data validation. And next week also, we are going to also be creating our dashboard, how to create a colorful dashboard, how to do your analysis processes and all of that. So all what we have just done this week is to water the ground, to just build a foundation to our analysis class in Excel. So by next week, we are going into the analysis class properly in full by next week. Plus, by next week, please endeavor to go through your resource video, endeavor to go through your slides in that we used in the live class, and also listen to the recorded video over and over again until you have abreast yourself to the point where we have gotten to in this class. So on that note, do have a lovely day.